No, 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 no. Listen, not peppers, pepperoni. Peppers are those icky little green things. Pepperoni is little meat this. Now you screw this up again, I am not paying for it. Let this be a lesson to you. Never order pizza from an Icelandic restaurant. Anyway, what else goes great with pizza? Trailers from hell, but you better eat fast. You know, when it comes to movies, there are very few facts, just mostly opinions. For example, many people consider Lawrence of Arabia the greatest movie ever made. That's not a fact, just an opinion. One held by quite a few people, but still just an opinion. But there is one thing that is an inarguable, incontrovertible, undeniable fact. It's a Mad, 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 Mad World is the greatest movie ever. Because let's face it, which would you really rather spend an evening watching? Jonathan Winter single-handedly destroying a gas station, or sand? You know which one you'd really rather watch, and don't lie to me! Now, some years ago, my good friend John Landis did a commentary on the trailer, but we found a different one, and that made it certainly worth a revisit, especially as this one begins in black and white. And don't forget, white starts with a W.
A United Airlines jet lands in Los Angeles, launching the biggest entertainment airlift in motion picture history.
Back in the old days of the road show, the normal pattern was to open a big picture in New York and LA, promote the film with stunts like this before it opened, and then ease it across the country. Now here we get the exposition in a couple of deftly edited shots. There's money, they're all going to go after it, and teamwork goes out the window almost immediately.
There is some money there. There's only one way to figure it, and that is every man for himself.
And so begins the maddest, wildest, zaniest chase ever filmed.
And now they're hitting the big chase scenes. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cinerama.
Sea, by air. For somewhere there's a fortune in buried treasure. Which one of our Mad World comedy stars will be the first to reach it?
Now, where have I always told you that the Smiler hid the dough? Where? Right there.
The world's critics go stark raving mad, mad, mad.
And review quotes were de rigueur back in the days when movies didn't open everywhere at once. That's what killed Mad Magazine's movie parodies. By the time the issue was published, the movie was already on HBO. Funny how none of these newspapers are around today.
You can't afford to miss this. Wildest comedy ever.
The trailer cutter makes sure all these familiar faces get their shots in. Very important at the peak of the all-star cast era.
It's true. It's the biggest entertainment that ever hit the screen with laughter.
Oh, left runner, no!
Ah, the New York Times. Finally, a paper that has survived.
Mad, Mad World is everything its extravagant title suggests, says the New York Times.
And there's your word for today, kiddies. Wham-doodle. And it's important to remember that in 1963, elaborate chase scenes like this were extremely uncommon. This was 5 years before Bullet.
Marvelous, wild, prodigious slapstick, exclaimed the New York Post. Everyone who's ever been funny is in it.
That's an exaggeration, of course. There wasn't room for everyone who's ever been funny, but no comedy before or since has had a cast like this. Even the bits are familiar faces. Now, all this is just in case anyone didn't recognize the actors, as well as a nice plug for the title song.
Fellow, be a clown boy, punch and mellow. Get off the shelf and enjoy yourself. It's a mad, 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 mad.
As I've always said, every frame of this film fills me with joy, and nothing makes me happier than seeing it on a big screen, preferably the Cinerama Dome, with hundreds of like-minded Mad fans. That's not likely anytime soon, but at least we have the Criterion Edition to remind us that great movies, especially great comedies, are always timeless.
It's a mad,